Hey guys, welcome back to my segment, 5 reasons not to move to blank. I did Seattle last time, but let's talk about the city beautiful, Orlando, Florida. Orlando is situated right smack dab in the middle of Florida and is less affected by hurricanes, which is why Walt Disney chose Orlando for his theme park dream, Disney World. After Disney World was built, other theme parks followed, such as Universal Studios and SeaWorld. Orlando was founded in 1875 and later incorporated as a city in 1885. Most people are moving here and I can see why. But before you start packing up and moving, I suggest you sit back, put on your Mickey ears, and watch my top 5 reasons not to move to Orlando. Number 5. Tourists. Orlando is the most visited city in the United States, with having 75 million people visiting in 2019. With all the tourists around, this leads to tons of traffic, long lines, and a higher cost of living because most of the prices here are catered to the tourists who come here with lots of money. And because all of them are on vacation, they think that the rules don't apply to them while they're away from home, which means they would mess up retail stores and they'll go 30 miles in a 60 mile per hour zone on the highway. If you stay in the Orlando downtown area, you'll be safe there because there's barely any tourists there. Number 4. There's no beach. Since Orlando is in the middle of the state, there is no beach. You could swim in a lake, but there also could be an alligator in there. Florida is basically surrounded by the ocean, which means there's a lot of beaches. So why would you move to Florida if you're just going to swim in a lake? If you're picturing those white sandy beaches with the clear water, then I suggest you move to any Florida city besides Orlando. If you do want to go to the beach, it's about a 1 or 2 hour drive to each coast. The nearest beach from Orlando is Cape Canaveral, about an hour east. Orlando is surrounded by marsh areas and just plain land. Number 3. It's hot and humid. The weather is beautiful in Orlando, but once it gets to summertime, it is so hot and humid that you cannot tell the difference between your sweat and the air. If you're not used to the humidity, then you will probably feel like you're being boiled alive. Once you step outside, you will be soaked in sweat from head to toe, like what happened to me when I stepped out of the Orlando airport, and after 10 seconds of being outside, I was already dripping sweat. Orlando is probably the stickiest, humid city I have ever been in, and like I said in the last listing, you cannot take a dip in the ocean unless you want to drive an hour first. So the only thing you could do is just stay indoors with the air conditioning. Number 2. Hurricanes. Even though Walt Disney chose Orlando for Disney World for its reduced risk of hurricanes, there will be a bad one every 1 or 2 years. Just look at Hurricane Irma in 2017. Because it's 50 miles inland and it's in the middle of the state, hurricanes wouldn't be that much damaging as Miami, but they can do lots of power outages and floods. And the worst part of living here is that most of the houses don't have any basements because the whole state is basically a swamp. Literally, if you dig down far into the ground, you'll hit water. Even though there's over 233 sunny days a year, Orlando still gets over 52 inches of rain a year. And just like the rest of the state, it could be sunny for 10 minutes, then it could rain for 5 minutes. Florida weather is just weird. Number 1. Highways and toll roads. Interstate 4 is basically the only non-toll highway in Orlando. Orlando is often known as the toll booth capital of the world. Literally, if you're driving out of the airport, you can hit 2 or more toll booths on your way out of the airport. A drive across town can cost you about $10, And if you don't have exact change or a sun pass, it'll cost you even more. And there's basically no other alternative routes. Well, in order to save money, you could take the downtown streets. Interstate 4 is basically the most dangerous highway in the country. Commuters in Orlando often spend an average of 57 hours in traffic on Interstate 4. And because more people are moving here and that tourists are coming to the city, that makes the traffic even worse. They are trying to improve the highways on Interstate 4, but with all the construction, that could make the traffic move even slower. You can literally get out of your car in the middle of the highway and the traffic won't move. Hey guys, thanks for watching my top 5 reasons not to move to Orlando. Click here to visit my channel. Click here to visit my last 5 reasons not to move to blank video. We did Seattle. And even though he was not featured in this video, go click up there and visit my brother's channel, Typhoon Gaming. It's a great channel and go support him. See ya.